You write in the book, there is no faith and no courage and no sacrifice in doing what is expedient. What do you say to those viewers that don't pursue their dreams and are locked in their careers because they are too afraid to take risks and pursue something meaningful?
Well, the first thing I would say is, well, you should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful. But you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable. You're paying a price by sitting there being miserable. You might say, well, the devil I know is better than the one I don't. It's like, don't be so sure of that. The clock is ticking.
Yeah,
and if you're miserable in your job now and you change nothing, in 5 years, you'll be much more miserable and you'll be a lot older.
But isn't it a luxury to pursue what is meaningful? Our viewers have mortgages, they have children, they have payments and loans. It's a luxury to pursue because we lack the resources.
Well, I don't remember now, I'm not talking about what makes you happy. It's a luxury to pursue what makes you happy. It's a moral obligation to pursue what you find meaningful. And that doesn't mean it's easy. It might require sacrifice. If you need to change your job too, let's say you have a family and children and a mortgage, you have responsibilities. You've already picked up those responsibilities. You don't just get to walk away scot-free and say, well, I don't like my job, I quit. That's no strategy. But what you might have to do is you think, well, this job is killing my soul. All right, so what do I have to do about that? Well, I have to look for another job. Well, no one wants to hire me. It's like, okay, maybe you need to educate yourself more. Maybe you need to update your curriculum vitae, your resume. Maybe you need to overcome your fear of being interviewed. Maybe you need to sharpen your social skills. Like, you have to think about these things strategically. If you're going to switch careers, you have to do it like an intelligent, responsible person. That might take you a couple of years of effort to do properly. We're built for struggle, us human beings. We're built to contend with the world. We're built to contend with reality. You want a challenge, and the best way that you can take on a challenge, because a challenge fortifies you. So you don't want to be secure, you want to be strong. And you get strong by taking on optimal challenges. And so you lay out your destiny in the world, and you take the slings and arrows of fate, and you make yourself stronger while you're doing so. And you might fail, and fortune might do you in. But it's your best bet. And you know, people have extracted unbelievable successes out of catastrophic failures. And I'm not saying that in a naive way. I know perfectly well what happens to people. You know, you're doing fine in life and then you get cancer, and then 6 months later you're dead. And all the heroism in the world isn't going to save you at that point. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Life is bounded by mortality. But that doesn't mean that you don't get out there and contend, and you develop by contending, and you minimize the net amount of suffering in the world. And that's something, man, that's something to do. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Because you need to have a hierarchy of improvement. You need to be aiming for something, and that means you're going to be lesser than people who've already attained along that dimension. So the question is, who should you defeat in the final analysis? And the answer is, you should defeat your former self. You should be constantly trying to do that. And you're the right control for yourself too, because you're the one who's had all your advantages and disadvantages. And so if you want to compete fairly with someone, then you should be competing with you. If you're improving yourself, then what you are doing is competing with your lesser self. And then you might also ask, well, what is that lesser self? And that lesser self would be resentful and bitter and aggressive and vengeance-seeking, and all of those things that go along with having a negative moral character. And those are things that interfere with your ability to progress as you move forward through life. So it's very necessary to understand that this is why, you know, I've been stressing this idea of personal responsibility. It's like, well, personal responsibility is to compete with yourself, is to be slightly better than yourself the next day. And it better in some way that you can actually manage, and that's humility. Like, well, I'm a flawed person, I've got all my problems. Could I be as good as person X? It's like not the right question. The right question is, could you be slightly better tomorrow than your currently flawed self? And the answer to that is, if you have enough humility to set the bar properly low, then you could be better tomorrow than you are today. And you might say, well, what's the right way of being in the world, if there is such a thing? And it's not acting according to a set of rules. It's attempting continually to transcend the flawed thing that you currently are. And what's so interesting about that is that the meaning in life is to be found in that pursuit. So I've been laying that out in these discussions too, because it's saying, well, the fundamental issue is that life is tragic and difficult, very tragic and difficult for everyone. And it's also tainted by malevolence, because no matter how things are tragic and difficult, but there's always some stupid thing that you could do or someone else could do that could make it even worse than it has to be. And so that's life. And you need an antidote to that, because that can embitter you. Constant contact with that. Just the tragedy, but the tragedy combined with betrayal and malevolence, that makes it even worse, especially if it's self-induced. Okay, so you need something to set against that so you don't get bitter and resentful. Well, what do you set against that? Doing something worthwhile. By your own definition, say. You need some reason to get the hell out of bed on a terrible day because you've got something good to do. Well, what's the best thing you can do? Transcend your current wretched and miserable self. There's meaning to be found.
On this video is, but I'm kind of pissed off at the moment because I did buy a mic, a DJI mic. It worked for a couple of videos, but I'm not sure what happened to it. It just stopped working, and last night I tried to film what would have been a mic'd up gym session, but that didn't end up working. So I don't know, just people have been having problems with these DJI mics. Like, I went through a forum, had a look at what other people have been saying about them, and they said like they've had the same issue, that it just doesn't connect the audio to the phone. Not sure why this happened. It must be an issue on DJI's behalf, because I don't know, it seems to connect up to the transmitter, but it just doesn't connect to the phone, which is disappointing really. Like, it was good while it lasted, but up until then, it just sort of shit itself, and I was real disappointed last night. Like, I had the worst gym session. Because I just wanted to get that content filmed and make a mic'd up gym session. But also I tried exploring a little bit, filming on the camera. Yet again, it just comes out so grainy, and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Like, I know it all comes down to like the lens and all that, but I'm sure you are able to get some good video off the standard lens that you get with the camera. But I'll probably have to explore a bit into that. But I finally have a new computer. I should be able to produce some more content now, hopefully, as it's much easier for me to make content now. So I will be trying to aim to get 2 videos out a week, preferably mic'd up sessions, because that's what I enjoy making. I am learning a lot about editing as well. I've gone back through my old videos and I've just thought, what the fuck was I doing? Like, even editing some of the TikTok videos now, like, I've gone into TikTok trying to grow my brand, grow who I am as a person, to get that recognizability, and also like respect from other people. Well, not respect, but it's just to be more known, and having that as an advantage to me would be very good, as I'm able to release whatever workout program I want to release, or whatever clothing brand I want to release, or just I'm able to sell a product in order to make an income for myself. So realistically, I'm looking at this from a business perspective. Yet again, I'm looking at more of enjoyment, because I do enjoy filming the content. I do enjoy doing this stuff. That is the end goal, and the long-term goal is trying to build a profit off this and try and make myself, try and make a business out of this for myself, so I don't have to work for anyone else, and I can do whatever I want. I can wake up whenever I want, go film whatever content I want, go wherever I want realistically. Like, it is, the opportunities are endless with this, and that's why I've diverted into a bit of like, the weird TikTok content. I've steered a bit away from the gym stuff to bring in more people, and it's worked, but it is a bit of a challenge at the moment, purely because I am such a small page, and I'm not sure why some of my videos don't do so well on TikTok, especially my gym ones. It's very weird. But yeah, I think it's more down to how well I edit the videos. I noticed that sometimes I could spend a couple minutes editing a video and it'll come really good. Or I could spend a whole hour, like 30 minutes or so, or an hour editing a video, and it just won't perform as well as the one I edited for like 2 or so minutes. But yeah, I'm definitely looking into that side of things, like producing a lot more content, trying to grow who I am as a person, like brand-wise, and get a name behind myself, as it is very important coming into the new generation. And everyone's, attention span's shot. So you definitely have to be cautious of what you produce and what content you produce, because like long format videos don't do so well anymore, which is kind of sad because I enjoy making long format videos. Like I love talking, I love being able to put myself out there, you know, giving you guys the whole clip of what I'm doing instead of just like snippets. Yeah, that's sort of the direction I'm heading in at the moment. Got to sort out the situation with the mic. I'm not sure what I'll do. I might, if I can sort this out, I'll stick to this. But I might be looking towards getting a Rogue mic, because that might have to be the way to go. Yeah, new computer, so content should be good and easy to produce now, other than my old computer. Old computer was so slow and just, it was horrible to use. So yeah, things are starting to go in the right direction, starting to push forward, which is exciting. The only thing is I want to learn how to film better content off a camera, because it is just horrible. It just comes out so grainy, so pixelated, and it's just, yeah, I'll work it out. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I will be looking towards getting a new mic so I can do the mic'd up sessions, as I do enjoy filming that. I filmed one of them, however, I didn't have my phone horizontal, I had it vertical, purely for TikTok more, but I didn't end up using a lot of it. As the video was way too long, I thought, you know, I should have done that as a YouTube video because it would have performed much better. As it was longer format, it wasn't the short format video, so yeah, new things coming. Enjoying gym a lot more at the moment. I'm eating a lot more calories. I'm sitting at about 4,000 calories and I am still very vascular. Yeah, insane metabolism. So I think today's check-in day, I think I may be getting more calories added to my diet. If I do, I'll keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, that's the end of the video.